Okay, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching from. I want to thank you for joining live. And we have an exciting guest tonight here, exciting opportunity for guest tonight, Travis. And we're going to cover on 5 things. I'm going to tell you right at the beginning. We're going to discuss, I want to have him tell us where he's from, and then also when and why did he decide to start flying around the world. Then also, why recently did he switch his aircraft from a Piper to now a Cessna? Really curious about that. It's been a lot of big changes here recently as he's getting ready to depart here soon. And then also, we'd like to cover how can we follow him during his flight and just kind of keep tabs along his journey. And I'm sure some of you guys would like to have the info. And then also, I'm going to share some photos throughout the slide here, or share a slideshow of photos throughout the duration here. We can learn a little bit more about him personally as well. So I'm going to go ahead and bring on Travis here right now. And here he comes. Let's get us both on here. Okay, welcome, Travis. Thank you for being able to join. And if you would, like I said, tell us a little bit about, I guess, where you're from. We'll just start with that. And yeah, go ahead.
Hi, Joshua. Yeah, thank you so much for having me on tonight. Well, I'm from the UK. I've born and raised here, lived here my whole life. Well, I know exactly where I live in UK. I live in Buckinghamshire, near a place called High Wycombe. It's about 30 miles west of London, which I'm sure not a lot of UK people in the States. They don't really know where High Wycombe is. So yeah, 30 miles west of London is roughly where it is, near Oxford. Yeah, been here my whole life. Obviously left the country, but that I've always lived here. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Good deal. So, if you would tell us, I guess, the people that's not familiar with anything about far as your plans, when did this take place? And I guess, how did it come about and why? What's your why, I guess, if you can kind of explain a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, I've had the dream for like ages. It started, I think, when I read a magazine article about a pilot who flew around the world, also a British pilot, called Polly Varcher. She wrote a book as well called Wings Around the World, and I read the magazine article, I read her book, and I thought, well, that's the coolest thing, flying a plane around the world. That's what an amazing accomplishment, especially for what the route she did. It was she definitely did. She definitely was an amazing lady. But I saw that and I thought, okay, aviation, that flying around the world. Now that is really cool. But I never really thought that I'll be able to be a pilot. I didn't think I had what it takes. It wasn't really until my godmother got me a trial gliding flight here in the UK at my local airfield, Wickham Airfield, and I was 12 years old when I did that, and I was instantly hooked. I was like, wow, this is so much fun. I really just want to keep doing this. I want to train. I want to fly gliders. I want to fly airplanes, and I continued my gliding training. And then I turned on my 14th birthday, which is here in the UK, the youngest you can fly a glider solo. So on my 14th birthday, I went up. It was a really windy day. My instructor was on the edge of letting me go, but he was a great instructor. And went up, flew solo on my 14th birthday in a glider. And that's when I thought really that, okay, maybe if I can fly not around the world, if I can fly solo in a glider on my 14th birthday, then maybe I have what it takes to fly around the world solo. So that's when I started thinking, I should really push for this. So I started my flying training in single engine pistons a couple of years later. I started a couple of years later just because the license requirements, have to be 17 here in the country. I think it's the same in the States as well, to have a PPL. So me starting at 14 is a long time period to just be flying around. So I didn't. I started late. But I got my license on my 17th birthday, in the morning of my 17th birthday, and that's actually how I got into aviation. Into my pilot's license. I got my instrument rating with AeroGuard flight training in Phoenix, and now I've been basically just preparing for this around the world flight. I got my parents on board somehow. It took a lot of convincing. My dad came on board before my mum. My mum, she's still very nervous about it. She's still very weary. But my parents are both very supportive. Not as much my sisters, but yeah, my parents are both very supportive. But yeah, no, that's how it all came to be, really. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Well, I actually learned to started flying not at 14, but I actually soloed when I was 16, got my license, say mid 17 years old myself. So, but yeah, you have to be, 16 to be able to even solo here. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah, I think a lot of people, maybe it might cross their mind like, oh, that'd be cool. Or maybe even think about like, for just a few seconds of maybe doing something like that. But to actually take it further into action and get your family on board, get some great sponsors like you have, and to be able to actually, keep pushing towards that. That's a pretty big deal. So really, really excited for you, and really looking forward to following you as well.
Yeah, well,
during the event.
Sorry. Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like a lot of past around the world pilots, a lot of people say that they're going to fly around the world, and they ask them for help, and a lot of the time they never do it. And it can make it kind of difficult when you're preparing for it, and like 99% of all the past around the world pilots have been super helpful. They've helped me out so much. Some of them, I think, they just because they see you and they think, oh, he's just another one of those pilots who's not really going to do it. It can be a bit hard to get advice from them, but most of them have been really helpful. Yeah,
I can see where that could be a problem. So, but I'm glad you're able to push through and you've got things set. So this leads me to the next question. This is a big question for me. I'm myself, waiting for the answer to this. So I've been kind of lost a little bit in social, because I know there's a lot you see online, and sometimes it's kind of hard to catch everything, even when you try to. Especially different posts sometimes don't show up for people and all that jazz. So what brought on the change? For a long time, there was all this work going on to this Piper. Then all of a sudden, Cessna 172, which is an awesome airplane. That's why I learned to fly in. So that is your latest aircraft. And can you explain kind of how that unfolded? And what's the story behind that?
Yeah, well, it's actually due to it's quite a long story.
Okay. But, what's the short version, I guess, real quick?
Yeah, but basically it's due to like the just the safety of the Cessna. It's and not only the safety, but also the availability of the parts around the world. You could be in the middle of Russia and there'll be basically a Cessna 172 on the side of the runway that you can just take parts from. But I mean, obviously not. But the parts are so available. Obviously, they're still very available for Pipers, but not as available. Cessna's the most built aircraft in the world. Most built aircraft ever made. What's it, like 60,000? Sorry, not even 60,000, more than that. Sorry. Number one, most built aircraft. It's also the safest aircraft. Safest single engine piston trainer. And the PA-28 isn't far behind that. The reason for the switch is just due to the availability of the parts for it. I can get the same, it's just basically the same performance. Actually, it's actually a slight tiny bit faster than the Piper, and tiny bit better range. It has a cargo compartment, a cargo door, which my Piper Cadet didn't have. It had no cargo door, so when I'm landing in the middle of big airports, it's a lot more simple. So overall, in my opinion, the Cessna 172 just a bit of an upgrade over the PA-28. So that's the reason I'm taking the Cessna 172 around the world instead.
Okay. All right. Good. Well, thanks for answering that. Yeah, I learned to fly in a 172. I actually owned an old straight tail 172. I think it was a 1958 model. I can't remember.
Wow.
It's been a few years. I've been flying about 19 years now. But yeah, I really really love the 172. Solid airplane, very forgiving, and super awesome. So, okay. So let me ask you this. What I guess let's jump in these pictures real quick before I ask the last question. Let's talk about some of these. So this is obviously the Piper you're flying in, a lot of flying in here leading up to this. How many hours do you have right now total?
I'm
Approximately. Yeah.
I'm currently just under 300 hours. I'm about 290 hours, 295 maybe. And I'm hoping to get another 50 before I take off for the around the world flight. The Piper you see in that photo, I've been doing a lot of outbuilding in that. The Cessna's trying to get the Garmin GFC 500 autopilot put into it. So I haven't been able to fly that recently. But actually, what I've been doing is flying that Piper from my local airport to another airport about 15-minute flight away, but it's about an hour drive away. Then hopping in another Cessna to practice in the Cessna, which has the same avionics except for the autopilot, and just flying around in that. So today I had a really cool flight around London, got some IFR experience, and IMC. It was great. Actually had a huge storm come in today as well, which is pretty exciting. Had to wait that out. Had a pizza in the plane.
That's good experience because it's definitely opportunities for things to come up. I mean, going around the world, I mean, you gotta know how to deviate and not get too excited and make good solid decisions too. I mean, it's good to have some of that it came up today. So
it's basically just practicing all the eventualities that could happen during the around the world flight. Like I've been doing a lot of approaches down to minimums and stuff like that, making sure that I'm prepared for when the weather gets bad during the around the world flight.
Yeah, it's just a matter of when, and you just got to be prepared because you can't say if and don't think it's going to happen, because there will be times that you definitely have to make some hard decisions and hopefully quick decisions as well. So, yep,
absolutely, yeah.
So I'm guessing this is, I guess, your mother. I don't know who do we have here on screen.
Yeah, that's my mum. She's South African actually. I think she's come up with me a couple of times. She likes it. In that photo, actually, we flew to a nice airfield with my a dog, a little Chihuahua, which we have came with us in the plane. Just slept the whole time on the flight. And the only time the trial woke up was when I landed a bit hard. She went. But other than that was that was it. But no, that was actually quite a while ago. That was early. That was April or something last year. I'm pretty sure it was, maybe May. But no, she's super supportive and loves flying with me.
Yeah. Okay. And then we have another guest here.
Yeah, that's my girlfriend. Her name's Ariana. She's really supportive as well. I love her a lot. She comes flying with me quite a lot. We've done a few flights. And her family's also really supportive, which is great. She's looking forward to seeing me again after the around the world flight when I come back. She's not looking forward to missing me for about 6 weeks or so. So, yeah.
That's a good amount of time for sure. Well, that's good. She's supportive and her family's supportive as well. That's good. You have good support because that's huge, really big, really important to have that. So and this is probably flying the Piper as well. An older photo there from we were doing training.
Yeah, that's another Piper. This is obviously back before I decided to go in the Cessna. So doing a lot of experience in the Piper. Lovely VFR flight over the UK on that day. I think that was actually for BBC News that flight was.
Okay.
Because I did a news story about flying again after lockdown here in the UK. So that's what that one was from.
Yeah, well, that's created a whole nother situation, the whole lockdown. Oh my gosh, for everybody,
I know.
just life in general, and then having this plane of flying around the world, and then the whole lockdown, COVID, just all this stuff that we never even dreamt of that would even happen. That how long it's went to. So, good for you to keep pushing through and go through I guess the extra hoops, because I know there's been a lot more, because there is just in life in general. I can't imagine the extra hoops for just trying to pull something like this together. Congrats to you on pushing through for that. So that's awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot a lot more difficult because of the current situations. Yeah.
Yep. So where is this at right here? I mean, this is awesome country. This is probably close to where you live then, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's the UK. Actually, okay. On the southeast coast of the UK, that's the Cliffs of Dover over there. Where the Battle of Britain was fought nearby. Basically, I was trying to make it look like I just returned from dogfighting over Germany in World War II, because they always say, "I'll see the Cliffs of Dover," and so you come in. Yeah, so that is a really cool scenic area over there. It's only an half an hour flight down there. So from my house, it's really nice. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's a beautiful, beautiful country there. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I want to get into my last question, and then I have another picture here I'm going to show. How can any of the viewers, if you're watching live, thank you for watching live. Awesome. Really glad to have you here. And also, if you're in the replay, we'd like to know, how can we follow you during the trip? For those that are interested, to kind of keep tabs on how things are going. I'm sure you're going to provide updates. What's available as far as following during your trip?
Yes, so I've got I have a website where you can has live tracking on my website, and my website is Travis Ludlow aroundtheworldsolo.co.uk. Sorry, it's Travis Ludlow aroundtheworld.co.uk. And it's on there has a tracking, and also I recently created a new support thing where you can donate to help me with my around the world flight. But as well as that, I've got social media. I'm on Instagram, Travis Ludlow _ around the world. Facebook, which is I've got Travis Ludlow is my page, is my profile, and I've also got a Facebook page, around the world solo. So you can check me out on all there. I post a couple times a day, hoping to post about 4 times a day when I fly around the world, posting basically everything that I come across, basically. That's where you can see what I'll be doing, keeping updated on there. And if you guys want to check it out, please, I'd much appreciate a follow. It helps me out, and it'd be great to know that you guys are watching.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I definitely will. And what I'll do as far as a replay, if you didn't catch that here, I'll definitely put a replay out for this, and I'll put on the screen or in the comments, description, wherever, you'll be able to find the website that Travis mentioned, along with his social links as well. We'll make sure those are included. That way, people easily can get to those if they weren't able to write that down, or for some reason didn't understand because audio, or who knows what other reason. But I'll make sure to capture those later somewhere in the notes, description, somewhere on the screen. So be looking for that. If you don't see it, I guess, up right now, it'll be coming. So, yep.
Can I just say that my website, it's been quite a long day for me. I woke up at 5:45 a.m. because I went down to the Russian embassy to get my Russian visa today. And then I flew the long IFR flight today. But I just want to say my website is actually www.aroundtheworldsolo.co.uk. That's my website. So I got mixed up, and all the information you need is there. You can get all my social media on there. So everything you need to know.
Yeah, well, I'll make sure I confirm it and before I put it in my notes for later. But yeah, okay. But thanks for clarifying that, because that sounds like that's a big difference there. So. Yeah. Great. So you're getting up early. You got flights going on and trying to build more time in the Cessna right now. And you got a lot going on. Now, there's some other things. I have another picture here. Can you tell us real quick a little bit about this? It looks like I don't know what kind of bike this is, but you ride along with, flying.
Yeah, so I recently got my motorcycle license. I haven't really had a chance to do my any driving tests because of coronavirus. I haven't been able to have lessons because instructors can't teach. Also because I've been focusing on flying lessons instead of driving lessons. So funny enough, I got my flying license before I could actually drive a car. But I've been taking the bike, my motorbike around. The make of the bike is a Aprilia SX125. And the thing with the motorbikes is that you can actually learn to ride motorbikes on the road without having a license, as long as you put learner plates on them. I don't think they don't have that in the States. I don't think. But I've been riding motorbikes actually for my whole life. I got a small little motorbike when I was about 5 years old and drove that. And then did motocross racing until I was at about 12, 13 years old, I think, is when I stopped. So I had already had a lot of experience on motorbikes. And then when I turned 17, I got that in the summer actually of when I was 17, I got that motorbike. And passed my test, and I've been basically driving around giving my girlfriend lifts on the back. She loves coming on the back. She finds it really exciting. So she likes that. And that's it really. I take that bike to the airport and back every day. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. You're able to do that. You couldn't get you didn't, I guess couldn't, but you didn't make it a priority because you had other priorities in getting your license, but you were able to kind of get in to this and being able to ride with a learner license. So or learner place, I guess, whatever it is. So that's cool. You're able to get around and not have to rely on rides around, even though you don't have your license. It'd be kind of a bummer have to get a ride everywhere, but yeah, you can take them flying in the airplane. So yeah. So.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a lot more freedom. Obviously my priority is to make sure I'm ready to fly as much as possible before the round. So hopefully get my driving test when I come back. I think it's booked for August. So that's where my driving test is booked. Yeah.
Good deal. Real quick, I think I know another recent young pilot. Actually, they're 18. They started flying bush flying and stuff. It's been in a lot of competitions as a Super Cub, or a Carbon Cub. But she actually started riding a bike first, and I think that goes a lot to say to skill set because I think a lot of it can actually maybe transfer over a little bit. Just the fact of it takes a certain skill to ride a bike and confidence and just being being comfortable doing that, because not everybody really can ride a bike safely or feel comfortable doing it. So I think that riding a bike, just the skills you learn doing that can kind of something that can transfer over. I don't know. It's just a guess because I know she's doing really well in the bush flying world, and she's a young pilot, so flying 17 and 18 as well. So that's pretty cool that it's two young pilots that right now at 18 have rode bikes first, and I don't know. I thought that was kind of neat to mention. So
it's a lot more physical than driving in a car. You're just sitting back and driving like that. On the bike, you got you're using your hands, your feet, and all that sort of stuff for the gears. And I guess it's similar to when you're especially in the 1966 PA-28 140 been flying with it has no toe brakes. It's got the trim is the wheel at the top. It's like a wheel at the top like that. So when you're landing, you're doing this, and then you're applying the hand brakers because instead of a toe brake, and then you're doing the throttle. So it's a lot more physical in the than driving a car in the 140. So. But I really love flying like that. It's really exciting because it's a lot more physical. It's like so
it keeps you it keeps you occupied. It keeps you on your feet. It's really good. So but I mean, riding a bike like that and being out on the road at a young age definitely requires a lot of attention, and you're not just kind of whatever, going down the road, not really paying attention, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah,
easy to do
absolutely.
that. So, well, cool, man. That's awesome. I don't have any other questions as far as for now, but I don't know if you have something else you want to add to so the live viewers now or on the replay I could put in there, or something you want to mention right now. If there's anything to think of, you can go ahead. If
Yeah,
not,
well,
that's totally fine too. So,
yeah, I just want to say, when I'm flying to the States during my around flight, I love to visit a lot of people in the States. I like to go to airfields and stuff like that. You visit all these different airfields where all these people are based. So if you guys want, know a nice airfield for me to go to, or want me to visit you guys, maybe if you have a place for me to stay for a night, that'll be really helpful when I come over there. And then hopefully visit your airfield as a stop, because I'll be flying all around the States during my around the world flight. I'm really looking forward to doing that. I'm really looking forward to meeting everyone over there. Yeah.
okay, awesome. I just thought one quick question: is there a project? I'm sure you have like a projected path of like far as the states. I mean, obviously, if somebody's in Florida and you're going up around New York, then it might not really work. But I mean, I guess, can someone find the projected? I guess you can kind of see your area, right, on maybe your website. Is that something we can find?
Well, my routes actually just changed. So the plan was to go to South America. So if you look at my website right now, because I haven't updated it yet, it says I'll be routing down from Alaska down the west coast down to South America, crossing the equator at Ecuador. Then I'll be coming back up the east coast, then Canada, Greenland, Iceland, and back home. But now the plan is I go enter the US through Alaska, Canada, then I basically be zigzagging across the states to build up miles. Because, well, let me explain how the record works. Is you have to do a circumnavigation of the globe, but that circumnavigation has to be the length of the Tropic of Cancer, which is 21,520 miles, I think. So what I'll be doing is essentially zigzagging across the states. So I go down the east coast down to Phoenix, Arizona, where I got my instrument rating. Then I'll be going. That's the west coast, I should have said. Then I'll be basically zigzagging back up north again, and I'm basically moving slightly more and more east as I go north, south, all across the states until I made it all the way over. So basically, I'll be visiting pretty much every state except for Hawaii, probably.
Oh, wow.
That's the plan, really.
Okay.
I could visit anyone, really. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. We'll keep that in mind, and I will myself as well. So we've got a couple questions here. I guess the first question is Joel wants to know if you know any Russian. I guess they're talking maybe as far as the language, and they also want to know if you're multilingual. What languages do you speak? I guess, is there another language?
Yeah, well, I have been learning Russian quite a bit recently. Unfortunately, I'm still pretty bad at it. All I know is how to say like good morning and hello, and but I mean I can understand it and I can read it. So if I need to, I can read a sign, and a lot of the words they have, especially like the more modern words, they're basically the same as English. So they're just in Cyrillic letters. So I'm still learning, but it's taken a lot longer than I thought it would be, because I started learning summer last year, and I've been using Duolingo. That's what I've been using to practice, and still not the best at it at all. So it's still pretty bad, but learning. But I'm only speak English, really. That's all I speak. But because of my because the overflight companies that support me, General Aviation Support Egypt and MAK General Aviation Services in Russia, they always make sure that have English-speaking air traffic controllers, English-speaking people to meet me. So it's not really a big issue when you're flying around the world.
Well, that's good to know. So, and also, I mean, if somebody, they might not be able to, I guess, understand you because you can't communicate as well, but it's good to have, I guess, a little bit of background of, what they're actually telling you. So that's that's good. It's better than neither direction. So there were one more question here we'll ask before we finish up is Joel's asking again, why are you using Forflight over SkyDemon, I guess? And what's your reasons for Forflight? I know you mentioned before you really like it. So
yeah, so I've been using Forflight because it's much better for, in my opinion, for IFR flying. It's you have IFR all around the world because it uses Jeppesen. I don't have to worry about all the different, because I know I think SkyDemon they only do Europe really. Whereas Forflight is around the world. I've got Jeppesen approach plates, Jeppesen charts worldwide. So I don't have to worry about switching from the European style approach plates to Russian approach plates, which I'm pretty sure are in Russian. So well, some of them are, I think. Whereas on Jeppesen approach plates, they all look the same, just different names for the airports and what they say. So it's all standard. It makes flying around the world a lot easier using Forflight, and it has all the weight and balance, my logbook, all the aircraft documents, my licenses. I can even input into there, it's very helpful, and it's very well designed for like this sort of flying, in my opinion. So they've been very helpful, Forflight, and it's great. It's a great tool.
Awesome. Yeah, I've used it before. I like it. It's good stuff. So yeah, I just wanted you to answer that because there was a question about that. I appreciate that. And I think I'm good to go. If you're good, we got your website you mentioned. I'll make sure I put that in the replay as far as any information and description. They can go directly to that, and they can follow you as well. And just keep tabs. And we really excited for you and looking forward to it. So you leave again I don't know if we mentioned it today. So what is the day you're leaving? That way people can get to the site and make sure that they get there in time and are watching you.
Yeah, so my planned departure date is May 29th of May 2021. That's my planned departure date, but it might be slightly before that. Probably May 29th though. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. Awesome, yep. Travis.
And can I just say on my website, again, my friendship club I just released, so you can help support me, donate there. It's all on my website.
Okay. Awesome. Really appreciate it. So again, if you have something else?
No, that's everything. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on. It's been really great to talk to you.
Yep. Same here. Talking to you as well. And again, thank you for joining live. And if you're watching the replay, if you have any questions, you can drop those comments below. Travis can get back, or myself, and we'll answer those the best we can. And wish you the best, Travis. And until next time, be safe and be blessed. We'll see you.
Yeah. Thank you. See you later. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.